it's Nikki here and welcome to a Bookish Friday video. So today's video is going to be my March TBR video. So I'm going to tell you about all of the books that I am hoping to read in the month of March. So let's get started with my book club reads for the month. I'm a member of 2 book clubs. The first one I actually run myself. I have a lovely bunch of ladies and we've just had a new male member join us as well, so that's really exciting. And the book I have chosen, because I run it, the book I've chosen for us to read is a thriller this month, because I still haven't read a thriller so far in 2020, so I thought by picking a thriller for my book club pick, I will definitely get a thriller on my list for 2020. So this is Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson. So it is that. I do believe somebody said that this had been made into a film now, or there was a film based off this book, not 100% sure. But I'm very excited to read this. This is about a lady, a woman, who loses her memory every night when she goes to sleep. So when she wakes up in the morning, she is reliant upon her loved ones, her friends, her family to remind her who she is, where she is, and who everyone is. But as it always is the case with thrillers, not all is as it seems. So yes, very excited to get to this one. And I'm also a member of the Waterstones book club, so we meet every month, and the book they have chosen for this month was The Five by Hallie Rubenhold. This is the untold lives of the women killed by Jack the Ripper. Now normally they don't choose like a non-fiction book, but this month they were so intrigued by this book that they decided to pick it. Luckily for me, I had already purchased it, so I was happy about that one as well. So Polly, Annie, Elizabeth, Catherine and Mary Jane are famous for the same thing, though they never met. So yeah, this is kind of a way to discover who they were, because they were more than just prostitutes, which is how we know them to be. I believe this got a lot of controversy about this book. I was reading something that the author had written. She got a lot of hate from Jack the Ripper enthusiasts because I think they felt that she was trying to steal away from Jack the Ripper, when seriously, why are we hyping against the murderer when we should be thinking more about the victims? We wouldn't do the same. Well, I suppose we have done the same with other famous criminals in the past, you know, but we know more about the criminal than we do about the victims, and that's not right. So hopefully this book will set us straight on the victims of Jack the Ripper, and I will learn a bit more about who and what they were. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. That's why I bought it. So those are my 2 book picks. I'm also going to be doing a buddy read with my friend Charlotte from the Wacky World of Lottie. I will link her video for you. We'll link her channel for you down below. And we are starting the Hush Hush series by Becca Fitzpatrick. We were trying to look for books that we both had on our shelves, and funnily enough, Hush Hush was there. So I have all 4 books. I believe she has all 4 books. So yeah, we're going to start the Hush Hush series. A Sacred Oath, A Fallen Angel, A Forbidden Love. I guess most people will know about the Hush Hush series. It is an old one. When was it published? Back in, let's have a look, 2009. So it's a good 11 years old. So I'm guessing that, yeah. So it's going to be angsty. It's going to be teenagey, twilighty kind of thing, because that was the rage back then. So it's going to be great. I'm going to love it. So I'm reading that with Charlotte. Then there are a couple of read-alongs starting in March. There is the middle grade monthly read-along, which is hosted by Gavin Hetherington from How to Train Your Gavin, and from Jade from JadeyRaeReads. And this month they are reading, they're actually reading both books, book 1 and book 2 of the A Pinch of Magic series by Michelle Harrison. This is the first book. Now, they are reading books 1 and 2 in March. I'm not sure if I will get to the second book. I do own it, but I'm just going to sort of say to myself just to read the first book, because it is a middle grade, but it's still a big middle grade. It's over 350 pages, so I should fly through this pretty quickly, and depending on how quickly I do get through this, I might read the second book. But I like to like spread out my like series a little bit, like one book a month really. I don't normally read both books in 1 month, so yeah, I'm just going to tell myself to read the first book. If I can, then I will read the second book, but I'm not pushing myself to. So A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. And then another YouTuber that I watch is Becca in the Books, and she is starting the Elderlingalong. I love that word. Which is basically the Robin Hobbs series that she has written. It's like a 18 book series. I don't know how many books there are in this series, but it's broken up into trilogies, so really helpful for us readers. So the first book that we're starting with is Assassin's Apprentice. This is the shortest book in the series, so it's only 460 pages in my copy. So we have the month of March to read this, and then from April onwards we'll be taking 2 months per book from then on, because the books get larger basically. So this is like an epic fantasy in a faraway land in which members of the royal family are named for the virtues they embody. One young boy will become a walking enigma. So it's about a boy called Fitz. I believe he's a royal bastard, and his magical link with animals, the old art known as the wit, gives him solace and companionship. But the wit, if used too often, is a perilous magic and one abhorred by the nobility. So it's going to be epic, it's going to be fantasy, and I'm probably going to love it. Most people do. So yeah, I'm going to read that one. Now, every month I am aiming to do at least one readathon. But for the month of March, there was a couple of readathons that I looked into, but none really sort of held my attention. So I decided to create a readathon of my own. Anybody can join in if you so wish. I'm just going to do it throughout the whole of March. And I'm just basically going to read some of my YouTube friends' favourite books. That's all I'm going to do. So I did show you one of the books that I'd got for this in a recent book haul, and the YouTuber who I asked for this specific book recommendation noticed which book that was, which is good because she told me to pick it. So yes, Charlotte, you did. You spotted The Hollow by Jessica Verde. So I will be reading this. This is Charlotte's, from the Wacky World of Lottie's, favourite book. When I asked her, she didn't have to hesitate. She didn't have to think. She just, yeah, this is hers. So I believe this is, I don't know what this is, but it's teenage angst. Sometimes love knows no boundaries. It's I don't know if it's vampires or demons or what, I don't know, but I'm getting some kind of paranormal fantasy thingy from this. So yes, I'm going to read this. We'll find out what it's about when I read it. So that's that one. So the next book was picked by Angela from Museum Girl 135. I will, as always, link her channel for you down below. And that is The Couple Next Door by Cherie Lapina, I believe. So again, this is another thriller. So in the month of March, I will have 2 thrillers read. This is obviously a domestic thriller. Your neighbour told you that she didn't want your 6-month-old daughter at the dinner party. Nothing personal, she just couldn't stand her crying. Wow, nice woman. Your husband said it would be fine. After all, you only live next door. You'd have the baby monitor and you take it in turns to go back every half hour. This has kind of got the vibes of a real life mystery crime that I have specific feelings about. So I'm not 100% sure on how I'm going to feel about this one. I'm going to go into this a little bit cautiously because, as I say, it does have some vibes of a real life crime that happened. I'm sure you can understand which one. So yeah, this is I'm cautious about going into this one, so we will see. And the third and final book, I did order this book from my library, only they delivered me the audiobook on DVDs and I have nothing to play those DVDs on, so I've had to turn to my Amazon Fire, and it's not in here. I'm lying to you, completely lying. So for this book, my phone's about to die. Yes, thank you. So for this one, I had to turn to Scribd. So I have the audiobook of The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. It's a 12-hour, 3-minute audiobook with 16 chapters. So I will be listening to that book via audio. So yeah, those are going to be the 3 books that I'm reading for that readathon. So those are that. And then if I manage to read all of those, I have a couple of picks of books that I would like to get to. So spoiler alert for my February TBR wrap-up, I didn't get to quite a few books actually. I was a little bit sort of ambitious with my TBR for February, so these are a couple of books that I didn't get to, which was Crooked Kingdom, A Heart So Fierce and Broken, Light Years and We Hunt the Flame. So if I have time, then I will try and pick one of those up. I do also have some library books that I need to get to as well, so I will try and pick those up and prioritize those. But also I have a couple of other books that I would like to read in the month of March as well. The first one is The Lost Magician by Piers Torday. This is a library book, but I've actually bought the physical copy of this book because this is actually the first book in the folio sort of series that Piers Torday has written. I read The Frozen Sea by him in the month of February and absolutely loved it. Spoilers. So when I saw this book in my local library, I snapped it up, and when I realised that it was also set in the land of folio, I ordered my own copy off Amazon. So yes, this is my pick for my 2020 reading challenge, which is where I'm trying to read 2020 pages. I'm only picking certain books that I want to go into that challenge, and this is one of them. This has a total of, I can't remember now, I think it's something like 330 pages. So this will add 330 pages onto my reading challenge for 2020. So hopefully I will finish this in March. And then also on Scribd, I managed to find some audiobooks for 2 of my Fairy Loot books that I have received in previous boxes. So we have The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. I believe this is a book, it wasn't that Fee wanted to burn the world down, no, she just wanted the world to know that she could. So I believe this is about the hierarchy crows are the lowest and swans are the highest, I believe. Oh, look at that. I was meant to read this for Halloween. Never mind. So yeah, I believe that there is a bit of a... Oh, phoenix are the highest. Yes, phoenix. And crows are the lowest. So yeah, I believe that Fee is, or Phi, I don't know how you pronounce her name. I suppose the audiobook will let me know. She is a crow, and then her job is to deal with the dead, but then she comes across someone who isn't actually dead but pretending to be, and she has to make the choice whether to help them or not. So yes, I want to get to that one. As I say, it's a Fairy Loot book that I got in a previous box. Give Them Fire, Give Them Fear. Looks very good. And I found it on audio on my Scribd subscription. So I thought, what a great chance to get this book read. So I'm going to do that. And then the other book that I managed to find on Scribd is 8 Will Fall by Sarah Harrion. And I believe this has got a bit of like horror gothicness in it. It says, though I have fallen, darkness will rise. And this is about a 17-year-old girl who is an empath, but magic is illegal in her land. But then the queen hires Demura, the girl, and 7 others, I believe, to fight something deep underground, and the 8 were chosen for a reason. I don't know. I'm sure the audiobook will let me know. So yeah, I will probably read along with the books at the same time as listening to the audiobook. So I thought I would let you know about those. Now there is a reason why I did have my Amazon Fire here. Also as well, in my TBRs, I want to start prioritizing my ebooks, because I have a lot of ebooks on my Amazon Fire. I'm allowed to have 10 at a time, and I currently have 10 on here. Have Queen of Mermaids, I have Dark King, Harley Merlin and the Mystery Twins, Dark Unicorn and Cruel King, The Cruel Fae King. I have Mark Lawrence's One Word Kill trilogy, and then I have a meal prep for weight loss because I'm trying to lose weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to focus on this duology here, which is Dark Unicorn and Cruel King. I believe these two are a duology, books 1 and 2 anyway. I'm not sure if there are any further books in this series, but one has a unicorn on and one has a dragon, so I'm going to be very excited to read those. And the reason why I wanted to focus on my ebooks is because I want to start reading in this media or in this format more frequently to get use of this Amazon Fire, but also because in March we are going away for Scott's birthday, and we're going to be travelling on a train for about 4.5 hours because we are going back to Skegness. So I know I can get some of my ebooks read during that train journey, so I want to put those into my TBR to say, hey, look what I'm going to do. So yeah, I think that is it. That is everything that I plan to read, as well as finishing off the books that I don't finish in February, because there might be a few. So yes, that is it. That's a lot of books. I tell you what, I'm only going to put up the books that I will definitely read, I think throughout January, throughout March, because otherwise if I try to, it's going to be like a lot of books. There's a lot of books here. It's a lot of books. So yeah, that is the majority. Oh, plus The Lost Magician. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 physical books, although 2 of those will be on audiobook. 1 definite audiobook, and 2 ebooks. So that's a lot of books, plus 4 others, and it's just a lot of books. There's a lot of books to be read in March. Yeah, so that's a lot of books. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. That's a lot of books.